Good evening and welcome. 2 years ago, the public commissioners-elect and commissioners gathered in this room, and I'm sure any of you who were here that night could tell you that the atmosphere was a lot different. Although there is still some socializing and fellowship here, that's very welcome and appreciated. But that gathering 2 years ago, this room was packed. There was probably 100 people in the room, perhaps a little more for the clerk. It was festive. There was a buzz, but very little understanding of a mystery illness that was starting to creep across the globe. And though I'll admit, I was sick with a stomach bug a couple days before and didn't get to partake of the traditional pork and sauerkraut, I take responsibility for how the pandemic has unfolded. I apologize. Things are a little bit more somber now. We're approaching 2022, hopefully with an appropriate level of humor and goodwill. The room is a little less crowded. We get a little bit more elbow room to ourselves. We have commissioners who are participating virtually, something that we didn't ever conceive of in the past. Both they're participating virtually out of caution and in some cases out of necessity. We've endured that global pandemic that has taken the lives of more than 800,000 Americans, many more across the globe. The human, the economic, and the physiological and psychological effects will be documented and part of the historic record for many years to come. Where we sit now, we only see glimpses of what the world has experienced. Our meetings were fully virtual for the better part of 18 months in 2020 and 2021. That process created an unintentional but positive consequence. The public can now participate fully virtually without traveling to be at our meetings here in person. But after experiencing the buzz of the swearing-ins of the past, I can't help but note the lack of energy and excitement that creates. Perhaps our next reorganizing meeting will offer that opportunity. Nonetheless, it is an honor to have you here this evening. I'd like to acknowledge some of the people who are in the room. President Judge Johnson is with us and will be administering the oath of office this evening. Recognize Commissioner Elbick is in the room. Former Commissioner Doherty is in the room. The legend still persists. We have members of the administration who are participating virtually. The Sheriff, Joseph Hanna, thank you for being here this evening. Our clerk, our deputy clerk, family, friends, and Commissioner Smalls snuck in and is sitting in the room also. Friends, family, it is a pleasure and an honor to have you with us. The last 2 years have tried our community, and you'll see that we still persist in functioning as county government. I wish you, your family, and all of Lehigh County a healthy and hopefully happy new year. So this time, turn it over to President Judge and the first commissioner-elect. Hi. Okay. Please raise your hand. All right. And
Let's flip it. Yeah, absolutely.
you want to flip it? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. There you go. Okay, great. Do you, Antonio A. Pineda, solemnly swear or affirm that you will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and that you will discharge the duties of your office with fidelity? If so, please say, I do.
I do. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome to sit at any of the microphones. But I think you have
Just sign that first, and then we'll.
you. All right. So I guess I'll sit where I will be sitting in the future. I will say this is surreal, being on this side of this table, on this dais, instead of the crowd. I even said to the deputy clerk earlier today that it's going to be interesting not having to park in the community deck anymore and being able to park in the county deck. I think I'm going to miss it because I really do like the community deck. I'm glad I'm here. It was actually a very interesting day. I almost didn't make it here. Some in the room know that I experienced the fun of what's going on in our travel airline industry currently. I was supposed to come in yesterday. I went on vacation with my wonderful wife to Louisiana. And unfortunately, we had multiple flights get canceled. I did not know how I was going to get here. I even said I was willing to rent a car to drive to Charlotte to get a flight, another 4-hour drive just to make it here. But we finally found a flight to LaGuardia, and we drove in this afternoon. And I will say I've never been happier to leave 85-degree weather and come back to Pennsylvania 30-degree winter weather in my life. But overall, the most important thing is there are a lot of people that are why I'm sitting, and I'll be sitting at this dais that means so much to me. My family, my wonderful wife, Carrie, who is one of the most amazing people I have ever met, certainly the smartest person I've ever met in my life. She's always there for me whenever I need her. My friends, my mom, my dad, and two people especially that wanted to be here tonight but couldn't. My grandparents, who have instilled so many values in me, and my grandfather, who is the greatest man I've ever met in my life, and he means the world to me. I know they wish they could be here, but I know they're watching right now. I also want to thank everyone who has made an impact on my life, every mentor, every teacher in the Whitehall Copley School District I had. You had a big part in why I'm here today. And most of all, though, I want to thank my community and everyone in the district that puts trust in me. That means so much to me, and I will never, ever forget that. And I will do everything in my power to continue to make Lehigh County the best place in the country to live, to work, and to raise a family. So thank you. I really appreciate it.
Commissioner from District 2.
You want them over here? Okay. All set? Okay. Please raise your right hand. Do you, Ron W. Butler, solemnly swear or affirm that you will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and that you will discharge the duties of your office with fidelity? If so, please say, "I do."
I do. Thank you.
I just need you to sign.
Good job, guys.
There we go.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Any remarks?
Sure. All right. So there's a big smile underneath this mask. This is the third time now I've been sworn in, and it always kind of hits you differently, when you're standing up there, and it offers you a moment to reflect on what it's about, and a lot of the same notes that Antonio said, I wanted to echo as well. But it's not about necessarily the 9 people up here. It's about the 360,000 some odd people that we now are charged with representing, including, of course, those in our individual districts and everyone for those at large. So, I don't have much to say. I think, it's an interesting position now, having served 8 years in municipal government, coming in here with the humbling experience of having a lot to learn about the expansive area that county government covers, and so we started really digging into that about 3 weeks ago. And so it is indeed definitely a humbling experience, and I'm excited for these opportunities and the new challenges that come with this position as well. So of course, I also want to thank my family for always helping me out, and the folks who supported me now a couple times and helped me run for these positions, and of course those who voted for me in the most recent election. So thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.
So this is Zach, who is on the screen over there or here.
Maybe this is the better, he'll see me better.
Yeah. If you start talking, if you have a seat.
Okay, this way.
Yeah, the camera will pick you up.
Okay. All right.
The next commissioner elect is from District 3.
All right. Zach, can you see me and hear me?
I can. Can you see and hear me?
I sure can. Okay.
All right.
Please raise your right hand. Do you, Zach Cole Borgie, solemnly swear or affirm that you will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and that you will discharge the duties of your office with fidelity? If so, please say, "I do."
I do.
Congratulations.
Zach, the floor is yours.
Okay. I'll be very quick. First and foremost, thank you so much. I'm sorry I'm not there in person. After 2.5 years of this pandemic, COVID finally got me. I was trying my best to stay away from it, but of course it didn't help. So family and friends, thank you for your words of encouragement throughout this entire time. I really do appreciate you all. To the colleagues, that my now new colleagues that I've got to meet during this time, I really look forward to working with you. You all have been such a delight to get to know during this campaign. Since winning, I've been asked the same question over and over. How does it feel? And just like Commissioner Pineda said, it's surreal. It's like I'm living a dream. I've always loved politics. Politics has always been in my blood. It's always been something that I enjoyed. But growing up in low-income housing, it's not something that I've ever dreamed of doing. Running for office, holding an elected office, it's not something I ever dreamed of doing. Just from my background, it's not something I ever thought of. As you know, the majority of people that held office throughout my life and many of our lives and hold office to this day, they don't come from the same background as me. And to be frank, they also don't have the same complexion as me. So it's a big thing for me to be able to take this oath of office and be sworn in, to be able to show my children that it's possible, and really just to take it all in. While I was campaigning, I would constantly ask myself, could I really do this? Will I be taken seriously? Is this something that I will enjoy? And To be honest, I still struggle with those questions to this day. But the support system I have, I know they will never let me fail. And I am getting stronger each day as we go on. And now I stand in front of you as the new District 3 Commissioner. My hope in this position is to inspire more people that look like me and come from the same background as me to take this step, to run for office, and to cast aside the doubt and take a chance on themselves. So thank you so much.
Please raise your right hand. You, Jeff Brace, solemnly swear or affirm that you will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, that you will discharge the duties of your office with fidelity. If so, please say, "I do."
I do. Want to say thank you. It's a little clunky this year with the virtual participation and the in-room participation. 8 years ago, I was the only newly elected member of this body, and it's wonderful to be a part of a body that is much more diverse in how long it will have been serving by the end of this evening. I was joined 8 years ago by my son, who was an infant. Can tell he's no longer an infant. He's hiding behind my parents. Was also joined by my parents, my aunt, my brother, several friends. Isaac is now 8. My wife endured a term on the Allentown School Board. And my parents continue to come and support me every opportunity, along with my brother, and of course, my boss and friend. My aunt was here 8 years ago, but she's now a school board member in Ole Valley, which is in Berks County. So ergo, she's not here this evening. It's truly a pleasure to continue to serve here. To the many people who continue to stand with me every day, thank you. For my parents, my wife, my son, my friends, my colleagues, thank you. The energy and the passion that you help to inspire makes this work possible. To the people of District 4, thank you for the honor of serving another 4 years. Allentown is my home of choice. You are my neighbors here in District 4. Some of you treat me like family, and I truly wish every resident of Lehigh County could experience that same warmth that I've come to enjoy living here in the city. I happen to be of the mind that service in government can be a force for good, because what government does can matter and be an instrument of positive effects in our lives. Government exists to ensure liberty and justice for all, and we do this through strong economy, through strong democracy, and through a safe environment. How we manage all of this, that's politics. That's the work that we do as elected officials. The work that we do in this room, called the public hearing room, is the work of the public. While we host our meetings here, it belongs to the people. And I honestly believe that our body has shown a history of impressive transparency while operating in this room. That's not only a benefit to the public, it's a benefit to us, because the work that we do is informed by the public, and the more people that are involved in that work, the better. It's been an honest opportunity and pleasure to serve with the people that have sat at this dais, whether that be now Judge Zanelli, Commissioner Gramis, Commissioner Doherty, and others who have gone off the board before them. They are remarkable individuals. And I look around and I see the other commissioners who are taking the oath this evening. I see business owners and leaders, see business executives, a lawyer, an engineer, a dedicated teacher, a retired journalist who covered county government for some years. And I can't help but marvel at how wonderfully skilled these individuals are, and I wonder how I get into the same room with all of you. But here I sit as a peer. We have the opportunity to work together as exemplary elected officials, working with the best legal minds, the best and most dedicated responders, top-notch administrators, and an experienced executive who himself is a dedicated educator. We'll be joined by professional appointed administrators who serve the public with dedication and fidelity every single day. And then we'll be working in tandem with the employees of county government who love their job, are passionate about what they do, get up and serve with highest level of professionalism and energy. As we do our work, humility is our best course. Service is as much a function of being wise in our decision-making as it is being humble in our approach. We are smart people gathered in this room, but we don't hold a corner on wisdom, virtue, experience, or political capital. None of us received every cast vote in this past election. In fact, none of us received more than 68% of the vote in our districts. Even in the instance where somebody earned a clear and decisive victory, the notion that at least one of every 3 people in our community did not vote for us should help us to understand the context in which we operate, and it should weigh heavily on our minds and temper our passions. We're going to disagree, we're going to do it vehemently sometimes, but more often than not, we're going to agree. Most of our votes will be cast on a 9-0 basis, which is remarkable considering what will capture headlines in our community. We tend to focus on the acrimony and the conflict. Most of what we do is not controversial. I look forward to the next 4 years and doing the work of Lehigh County with each and every one of you. Please continue to hold us accountable. Please continue to stay engaged. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to recognize Commissioner Jeffrey Dutt, who took the oath of office already today, but is being given the opportunity to offer remarks.
I apologize there. Thank you, Commissioner Brace, and thank you, everybody, for being here this evening for our swearing-in ceremony. I am very humbled to be sitting on this virtual dais with my colleagues. I've had the opportunity for the last year to sit in the District 5 seat and have learned a great amount from my fellow commissioners. And I wanted to reach out and thank Commissioner Doherty, Commissioner Gramis, and Commissioner Zanelli for their service to Lehigh County and for all of their advice over the past year. I had to learn quite quickly and during a pandemic on how to work in this capacity. And I thank all of you, current and former commissioners, for your assistance in that. I was reminded yesterday about this and about what it's like to be a leader. A leader is like turning on a lamp and holding it up not only to see what's in back of you, but what's in front of you. Serving as a commissioner in District 5 and with the 8 other lights with the other commissioners on this board is like a bonfire. We have a unique opportunity to work together to share that flame, to make policies and laws that not only help our community, but to serve that community. Along with the administration, who has a very large lamp as well, and working with our past working with our executive, not only in Whitehall Township, but also in Lehigh County, just makes that lamp brighter. And I think we should use that light and stand in front to make Lehigh County a brighter place to live and a better place to live. In the next 4 years, I look forward to working with my colleagues on doing just that, working with administration in doing just that. And I look forward to making that happen with the colleagues that I have now and in the future. I want to thank my family, all my friends, all my volunteers for the countless number of hours that they spent helping me become elected to this District 5 seat. Especially to my wife, Nancy, who not only serves as the love of my life, but also as my campaign manager for the last year. She has inspired me and pushed me to be the best person that I can be and to serve Lehigh County as a commissioner. So thank you to you all, and I look forward to serving with you all in the next 4 years. Thank you.
Well, everybody, we're going to adjourn for a few moments. At 7:30, we're going to come back into order for a reorganization meeting. So give us a few moments to shift things around, but that concludes the swearing-in ceremony this evening. Thank you for joining us. County Board of Commissioners to order. Mr. Clerk, would you please take roll?
Commissioner Butler.
So, yeah, press the button on the microphone to turn it green and say if you're here or not. Until it's not green yet. There you go.
Here.
There you go.
Thank you. Commissioner Borgie.
Present.
Commissioner Dutt.
Here.
Commissioner Elbert.
Here.
Commissioner Brace.
Here.
Commissioner Harrington.
Here.
Commissioner Hartzell.
Here.
Commissioner Pineda.
Here.
And Commissioner Smalls.
Present.
9 present, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. As a reminder, this meeting is being taped for the public record, as I will do throughout any public meetings that I chair. A couple of reminders: if you're participating virtually and wish to be recognized, you may use the raise your hand function. If you are in the room, we ask that you approach the podium over here beside, to my right. There's a button on the microphone. You may press the button until the light on the microphone turns green. When you step away from the microphone, please press the button so that it goes to red again. Throughout the course of the evening, I'll offer reminders about that. At this time, would you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and justice for all. At this time, I welcome citizens' input on any non-agenda item. Again, if you're participating virtually, use the raise your hand function, or *9 if you've dialed in on your phone. If you're in the room, please approach the podium. Not seeing anybody at the podium, not seeing anybody participating virtually. At this time in the agenda, we will entertain the nomination and election of chairperson of the County Board of Commissioners for 2022. Does anybody wish to make a nomination?
Mr. Chair,
Commissioner
I
Brace?
would like to nominate Mr. Brace, Commissioner Brace, as Chair of the Board of Commissioners.
Commissioner
I'll
Elbeck
second.
moves. Commissioner Harrington seconds. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, I will abstain from any votes on this matter, but entertain a motion to close nominations for the office of Chair of the Board of Commissioners.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Dutt, is there a second? Commissioner Smalls, seconds. At this point, Mr. Clerk, would you please review the process and procedure for this vote?
I believe we can take a voice vote, Mr. Chairman. I recorded you as abstaining.
Okay. So at this point, the nomination is for the election of chairperson of the Board of Commissioners.
And closing nominations.
Is closing nominations. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I abstain.
And with that, Mr. Chairman, the only name in nomination is Commissioner Brace, so I think another voice vote would be most appropriate.
Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And I abstain. At this time, I'll entertain nominations for the office of Vice Chair. Commissioner Pineda,
I'd like to nominate Commissioner Dutt for the position of Vice Chair.
so noted. Is there a second?
Second.
I'll recognize Commissioner Butler. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none at this time, I'll entertain a motion to close the nominations.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Commissioner Elbick and Commissioner Hartzell move in second respectively. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And I abstain from that, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Any opposition? Hearing no opposition, the motion carries with Commissioner Dutt abstaining. At this time, those in favor of the nomination and election of vice chair, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
And I abstain from that
Opposed?
motion as well.
Your abstention is noted. Any opposed? Hearing no opposition, the motion carries. Thank you, and congratulations, Commissioner Dutt, on your election. At this point, I will entertain a motion to approve the board meeting schedule for 2022.
Mr. Chairman, I'll read that into the record. I move that the Lehigh County Board of Commissioners meet twice each month during calendar year 2022, as required by the Lehigh County Home Rule Charter. The board will meet on the second and fourth Wednesdays of the month at 7:30 p.m. in the public hearing room of the Lehigh County Government Center, with the following exceptions. The second meeting in November will be held on Tuesday, November 22. The first meeting in December will be held on Wednesday, December 7. And the second meeting in December will be held on Wednesday, December 14.
Okay, in addition to what the clerk read into the record, want to note that December is perhaps a little bit more condensed than it has in other years. And that's simply how the calendar fell. We tried to avoid holding a meeting the week where Christmas falls in the way that would normally fall. This year would put 21st, which really doesn't avoid that week altogether. So we front-loaded December for our meetings under this calendar. Just wanted to let everybody know about that. There's a motion.
So moved.
Yeah, Commissioner Smalls,
So moved.
is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Elbick? Okay, their motion has been made and seconded. Is there any public discussion or any commissioner discussion? Any public discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Clerk, are there any motions on the agenda for this evening?
None that I'm aware of, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, are there any commissioner announcements this evening? From anybody? Commissioner Elbick?
Chair, thank you. I just want to welcome the new board members. I look forward to working with them in a collegial and respectful fashion in the next 4 years. So thank you for running for office. I know what it's like to run for office. It's not easy. It's very difficult to do, folks, in the public. And I respect anyone who takes the opportunity to run for office and sit up here and put the time in and the effort to do the best for our community. So welcome aboard and thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Elbick. Any other commissioner announcements?
Commissioner Brace,
Commissioner Harrington?
unless I am in the interim usurped, I do believe that there is a Courts and Corrections Committee meeting on Wednesday.
That is correct. By way of organization, until we have the opportunity to entertain everybody's committee preferences, I ask that everybody continue to serve for the next meeting in the office, in the committee slots that they presently held if you're an incumbent. If you're joining now, I ask that you simply step into the roles that your predecessors held. If you have any questions about that, you and I can speak, or the clerk can provide some direction. So Commissioner Harrington, you don't get out of it that easily, not this week
But
at
the
least.
agenda's huge. No, I'm kidding. All right. No, that sounds great. And any of the new commissioners that would like to go, I'm sure that either Dave or Diana can get you the link to it. It's going to be Wednesday at 6:30, and it's on Zoom. So you can tune in from anywhere.
Thank you, Commissioner Harrington. Any other commissioner announcements? I'd like to say thank you for the honor of serving as chair for another year. As I do often, I will seek your forgiveness for the many times that I butcher your names, call you by your first name, address you as director of such and such department. I will make mistakes. I will make them frequently. So I beg your forgiveness now, but look forward to the opportunity to lead this year. Look forward to working with Commissioner Dutt as we continue what I think has been a commendable bipartisan effort to lead this board, something that I think needs to be continued for the years going forward. Not always the practice of county government, but it's one that I think we take seriously and we do it well. Any other commissioner announcements?
Just one quick reminder, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
That our first meeting is Wednesday, January the 12th. The deadline for sponsoring items for that is January 5th, and all commissioners will get the agenda on Friday. We're working with the new folks to get them completely automated, so anything they need, be sure to contact Diana and I.
Thank you. Is there any citizens' input to be brought forward this evening? Again, approach the podium or raise your hand, use *9 if you've dialed in. I have nobody at the podium. I see no hands raised virtually. So at this time, I'm going to entertain our last motion of the evening.
So moved.
That motion is to adjourn. Thank you, everybody. We are adjourned.